Hey guys, before you go into this episode, I just want to say I'm sorry. I don't know how much I can clean up the post-production noise because there is construction going on upstairs, this floor, and downstairs. So if you hear drilling, you hear knocking, I apologize. I hope you guys can bear with me. I hope you guys can bear with us. Nick, you're not helping, Nick. So
yeah, try to edit that out.
Okay. Enjoy the episode of Paddington in Peru. Thank you.
Hello there, Clapperheads. If you don't know by now, it takes a lot to get this show up and running, and we could always use the support. So we have launched a Ko-fi account, ko-fi.com/ClapperCorn, and that's where you can go to help support this show. Anything would be helpful and will be much appreciated to you. So make sure you check out that link in our bio or head to ko-fi.com/ClapperCorn and get donating. We will be very appreciative. Honestly, we really like it. Thank you. Can Paddington strike magic once again?
We'll find out.
Let's get into it. Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
And we are here to talk about the latest installment in the Paddington franchise, which of course is Paddington in Peru.
Thank you for using Photo Me.
Oh, not at all. Thank you for having me.
Make sure your face is within the red circle.
Really?
Now, straight off the bat, I am a massive fan of Paddington. I grew up with Paddington. So this may be a little bit biased, but I'll try my best to stay as unbiased as possible.
I grew up with Curious George. Just
FYI. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see Curious George in Universal Japan?
No, unfortunately.
Man.
I saw the theater
Yeah.
where it's at, but I didn't see like a costume Curious George. walking around.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to hug a monkey?
No, I did not hug a monkey. No.
Damn.
Anyways,
so Paddington in Peru, for me, I feel is such a quintessential Paddington film.
oof.
Like, it still has the magic, the charm, and the morals that the first two had. Granted, I will say this, it can't reach the same heights as Paddington 2 because Paddington 2 is near perfection, but it still comes pretty damn close.
And it doesn't help that the fact that Paddington 1 and 2 was directed by, oh my God,
Paul King.
Paul King.
Yes.
And
Now it is Dougal Wilson.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Paul King said that he didn't want to direct the third one and he worked on Wonka instead.
Yes.
I've yet to watch Wonka.
Oh, it's
But,
great.
I've written here two of my thoughts while we were watching the film.
Sure.
The first one is Paddington in Peru feels like a Wes Anderson film that missed the mark on a perfect trilogy. Because I agree with you, 1 and 2 was amazing.
Yeah.
Coming from someone who don't really enjoy this kind of films, right? I can see it if I have a family or if I have like a younger niece and nephew, they want to come over. Perfect film to just throw out. And the other thing I written down was it's a wholesome, heartwarming, and charming family film that is painfully average.
Okay.
Okay? Unlike you, I did not enjoy Paddington 3 or Paddington in Peru. I feel like a lot of the parts were kind of ruined by weak writing.
Okay.
It's very predictable.
Okay.
That's why I've written down here painfully average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a hater, right?
Understand.
But that's just
I
my
would
opinion.
argue with you in the sense of predictable because I feel like a film like this, it's going to be predictable.
Definitely.
Because it's a family-friendly film. So you are going to see things coming.
Yeah.
But even though you do, I still feel you'll have a good time with this.
Definitely. I mean, you can't compare something like this in terms of. I mean, I can't compare something like this in terms of writing, directing to something like Tenet or
Of course.
right? It's a coming of age film.
Yeah.
Right.
And following
Actually,
in line.
not really coming of age. It's a kids film.
I would say it's a kids and an adult film because there's enough humor for not only the little ones to enjoy, but the adults as well.
Right.
Because there are slight references, of course, to Indiana Jones, things like that, and of course to Antonio Banderas and Olivia Colman's performances.
Yeah.
or adults are gonna love that.
I mean, let's talk about the cast later on
Yeah.
during this review. But
Sure.
the general consensus of this film, let's do that first.
Yeah. For me, I feel, like I said, follows in line with the first two films. So it's a very whimsical, magical adventure that is going to tug at your heartstrings, especially when he's searching for his Aunt Lucy, and especially knowing how important Aunt Lucy is, especially in the books and the animated series. And seeing the retirement home for bears, I love that. That is a fantastic concept.
It is.
And also the end, which we won't spoil, but the ending scene when they get to that particular location, it makes so much sense why Paddington loves the things that he loves.
Yeah, okay, fine, fair enough. Fair enough. Yes.
It was so sweet. Like, of everything, the biggest goal you could possibly have was that.
family.
Yeah, family. We are family. I am family. We are all family.
Family. But I really enjoyed it because it's not my go-to genre when it comes to. Guys, just FYI, a bit of housekeeping. Right? If you hear a bit of knocking, there are some constructions going on upstairs and downstairs. So I don't know how much I can fix this in post, but I'm sorry, bear with me. Tanki's leaking, the pipe's leaking. So shit's gotta be fixed, man.
New year, new house resolutions.
Yeah, right. We are trying to count everything as of this recording by CNY.
Oh,
yes.
okay, good luck.
Right, fingers crossed.
It's 2 weeks, a week and a half away, I think.
Literally housekeeping aside, right? I apologize for the nick and knocks that you hear. And it's
But you're not gonna regret this, Nick.
Anyways, going back to what I was saying, it's not really a go-to genre of mine, right? Because I don't have children, I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
But I do see the consensus of how for people our age, early 30s.
Yes.
Early 30s.
Yes.
Early 30s.
Let's keep it at that.
With family, for example, someone like Afik, for example, right?
Yeah.
Your future co-host and my co-host and partner.
Yes.
He has a kid and he has 2 more coming. It would be a perfect film for him to just throw on, watch it with this family. You can just tune off.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. And what I also love is, each of the films has that great moral of kindness. And I think this really amplified that sort of, and I said this in my review, that kindness is a superpower. Like, you could go a complete opposite direction, but if you stay kind, no matter how much things are thrown at you, how much anger there is in the world, always remember to just stay kind.
Stay kind.
Because the world needs more kindness.
And gold is not everything.
And gold's not everything.
Yeah.
Food is.
Yeah.
So yes, after the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about the actors and a very, very surprising cameo.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. After the break. 3, 2, 1.
And we're back in the construction site. So, Paddington in Peru, the actors.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Ben Whishaw is an absolute perfect Paddington. Like, to think, but there is a part of me that was like, I still want to know what Colin Firth would have sounded like, because he was the original Paddington actor.
Yeah.
And then because of scheduling issues, he had to pull out, I think because of Kingsman, and Ben Whishaw took over. And he's the most perfect voice of Paddington I could imagine.
Okay.
And he delivers yet again in this. The whole family, the Brown family, Hugh Bonneville especially, I love him to death. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
Emily Mortimer.
Emily Mortimer takes over from Sally Hawkins. And
A lot of people seem to find fault with that,
I didn't. I feel that she did a good Mrs. Brown.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
feel
just,
so too.
It's just, when people find change, it's
Yeah.
like, no,
100%
okay.
agree with you.
But I thought she was great. And Imelda Staunton was fantastic as Aunt Lucy. Of course, the very motherly figure. But the 2 newcomers, Antonio Banderas and Olivia Colman.
Yep.
I said it in my review, but they totally understood the assignment.
I feel like they totally understood the assignment. I also written. Sorry, I'm a
worries,
bit of a negative Nelly here.
No
right?
worries.
What I've written down here was Olivia Colman and Antonio Banderas wasted talent due to a poorly written script.
Again, I would disagree. Okay, coming back, this is what I want to say as well. Coming back to the whole script thing, I still find the script okay.
Okay.
Because like I said, going in line with Paddington 1 and 2, yes, it's dumbed down a little bit, but not enough for you to go, this isn't a smart script.
Right.
It's very safe, I will say that, because again, family-friendly film. So for me, I didn't really have much issues with the script. But with Antonio Banderas and Olivia Colman, they knew what they were working in, and they truly amped up whatever eccentricities they had.
I don't know why, when I saw Antonio Banderas on film and I hear him talk, all I could picture was Puss in Boots. Or like that was all I could picture.
I get it.
Right? And the reason why I say Olivia Colman's character was a bit wasted. I mean, I love the entire arc where she... How much can I spoil?
Not much. Let's not spoil the twist.
Right, okay.
Yeah, let's not
right.
spoil the twist.
Basically her whole character arc was like, oh my god, you know, she's so funny. It starts off with like a song and dance and everything.
The
right?
very Sound of
right?
Music. It was a
Sound of
clear
Music,
parody of Sound of Music. I love it.
Especially at the very, very end
when
of the
she's spinning in the hills, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, right. I'm coming from a place where I've watched her from Hot Fuzz, for example, and also The Bear, for example, right?
Yeah.
I love her character. I love her. Right, but I feel like in this one it was a bit awkward in a sense where her whole acting or her whole trope felt a bit forced, a bit too forced. It's a bit out of character of what Olivia Colman would usually do.
Okay. I have a comment to that. I love this episode. It seems like two very different points of view.
On the next episode, me and Nick will throw hands.
Yes,
Nice.
It's the Nick versus Kelvin edition. I used to watch her in The Peep Show. Now, for UK audiences, The Peep Show is iconic. And seeing what she used to do in The Peep Show, I can see little bits and pieces come through with her nun, which I absolutely adored because it is so hilarious to see her go over the top and that constant smile. I feel like this is very much Olivia Colman getting back into her comedy roots again. And for me, it works. And Antonio Banderas as well, that smooth yet sly, yet sometimes very awkward.
Yeah.
And when we get to the moments of his ancestors, it's like
he literally played all of them,
all the ancestors.
All the ancestors.
And I love that to bits. That's why I'm so glad they came in. The second one, of course, the big bad was Hugh Grant, who played a fantastic job. Like Hugh Grant taking on these villainous roles, even if it's a comedic villainous role, still works so well. But Antonio Banderas and Olivia Colman are very close my new favorites in the Paddington franchise.
I always wanted Hugh Grant to just read me the storybook to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I love his voice. I loved his acting in The Gentleman. I just watched it like again for the 17th time last week.
Yes, I love The Gentleman.
Loved it.
I need to see his new film, The Heretic. Heretic, it's a villainous take. He's doing a villainous role. Where these two girls turn up to his house.
Oh,
yes.
Yes, like the two Christian girls came to his house, then he invited them in.
And then basically captured them and kidnapped them.
Oh, shit, okay.
It came out here, but I didn't have time to watch it, so I'm just waiting for it to come out digital, then then I'll catch it.
Okay.
But yeah, side note.
Oh,
Hugh Grant's fantastic. Yes, that's Hugh Grant.
Okay.
But coming back to Paddington Peru, there's only one cameo. Now, there is a post-credit sequence, and we're not going to spoil the post-credit sequence, but there is a cameo by a certain Marvel actor, actress, which that was the only one where I was going, why is she here? Like, the only reason I can think that she is because she's a Paddington fan. And this person in question is Hayley Atwell.
A.K.A.
Peggy Carter.
Captain Rogers' love interest.
And
or
Captain
wife.
Britain.
Captain Britain, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse you.
Oh, sorry. Because, honestly, it felt like just a blink and you miss it cameo as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't realize, you didn't realize. It was nice to go like, oh, it's Hayley Atwell, but at the same time, you see her for like 2 minutes at the beginning, maybe for like 30 seconds at the end.
If I'm not mistaken, you see her at 2 scenes only.
Yeah,
two
beginning
scenes.
and end.
Yeah.
And it's like, why were you here? The only reason, like I said, is that she's a huge Paddington fan and wanted to be in it. So I got to do more research about that. But if it's not,
I
really want to know why she was chosen just to have this very minute cameo. But to me, that was my only real issue with the film. Other than that, it's the quintessential, like I said before, it's the quintessential Paddington film. You're going to have a good time. You're going to have laughs. You're going to learn a lot of things, and you're going to come out of that cinema wanting to be kind.
She raised me when I was orphaned as a cub.
If you ever get lost, just roar.
I know I can find her.
It's not as if we can drop everything and fly to Peru.
I would say that it's definitely one of those feel-good films that, again, personal opinion, missed the mark just a little because I don't know if this is being unfair or being too critical. I compare it to the first and second film.
Of course.
Because like you said, the second one was a perfect film.
Yes.
And the first film came out 11 years ago.
Has it
2014.
been 11 years?
2014. I just Googled it
Oh
just
my
now.
goodness.
The first one came out 2014, and you know I don't know how many more Paddington films that they're gonna go for, or will it be a sequel that is a TV show? I don't know how far this would go.
Yep.
But looking at the closure at the end of this one specifically, I feel like it's a very nice wrap up to the entire trilogy itself. From the first one where you know he left Peru, went to London, you know, found his family. The second one, and then the third one is like you know he went back to Peru, right? Without spoiling anything, I feel like it's a very nice circle. It's a very nice wrap up. It's a very nice ending to what I would like to think it's a very nice children's trilogy feel-good film.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I do hope they won't make more films, but it would be nice to see a series because a lot of us, especially people in the UK, grew up with the adventures of Paddington Bear, growing up that stop motion one. Then, of course, there's cartoon series now. So it would be nice to see a live action series of Paddington where he just goes on misadventures in every episode. That would be fun. Would it be expensive? Yeah, maybe. But like, you know, it would be nice. Give us like 6 episodes. I'll be fine with that.
Paddington Bear first appeared on 13th October 1958.
1958.
1958.
Wow, we're approaching 60 years soon.
Yeah. This is the Paddington I remember.
Yes, that's the
Right,
Paddington
yeah,
I remember
that's the
before he had
Paddington.
his red hat.
I just want to add a note, right?
Yes.
I wish we've seen Pooh,
Yes.
right? We've seen Paddington. I wish there is the same treatment for Curious George. I would love that.
Oh
Curious
yeah,
George,
because
it's all animated.
There's a live action / animated film, but not like CGI animated.
Yes.
It's still very 2D
Yes.
animation.
Because one thing going into the film, right? When I first saw Paddington, like this one specifically,
Yeah.
CGI has came a very long
Yes, it
way,
has.
right? On the same lines of Guardians of the Galaxy, where we saw how Rocket Raccoon and Rocket Raccoon
How we all
and-
cried
and-
at a
and friends,
CGI
right?
raccoon.
Fucking hell. Man. CGI has really came
Yes.
a long way, and I feel like not only Paddington himself, but the entire cast of sentient bear is in the bear
The bear universe.
Yeah, right. Bear's sanctuary.
Bear Sanctuary, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's so realistic. It's so realistic to the point that I feel this could happen in real life.
You know what I just thought?
What?
Do Care Bears.
That
Do a live action CGI Care Bears. That would be horrific, but I want it. I know it's gonna look
I
horrible.
don't know why. I don't know why. Immediately in my head, Gremlins came out. Right? Like Care Bear X Gremlins.
Yeah.
No.
CGI bears going Care Bears.
Yeah,
And then
no.
we're like, I don't want to stare
Yeah.
at these bears, please.
Because one of the most OG when it comes to fur CGI.
Yeah.
For me, is Scooby-Doo. I don't know if
Oh,
you remember
yeah,
the
yeah, of
Scooby-Doo,
course,
right?
of course
you
I
can
remember.
see you can see like the sheen and the coat is like super shiny and
Yes.
everything, and you can tell that it's fake, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Monsters Inc., for example.
Yes.
Where Monsters Inc. 1 and then
Two.
the 2, which
Versus
was
University.
University, right? Then you can see the slight changes in CGI hair.
Yeah.
And then you bring it all the way up to like what, last year or 2 years ago, where Rocket Raccoon appeared.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy,
Rocket.
played by Gunn's brother,
Sean Gunn.
Sean Gunn, right? And then
No,
you-
Sean. Oh yeah. Sean
Sean-
Gunn did. Yeah.
Sean Gunn, and then the last Guardians of the Galaxy, and then now you see Paddington's fur.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are potential to bring in a lot of, let's just say, children's character
Yeah.
into what do you even call this? Like real life CGI? Is that term
Like
for it?
live action CGI.
Yeah, live action CGI. I don't know how they act around it. I always love watching the behind the scenes stuff about how they follow like a green ball just moving around, right? But
Or in the case of Sonic, build actual fucking life-size figures. I love that. I'm sorry, I love that. See,
I've never watched Sonic.
I want those life-size
should
figures.
I watch Sonic?
Yes.
Should I watch
Yes,
Sonic?
100%.
Really?
Dude, 100%.
It's the one with what's the villain's name again? The
Dr.
actor
Robotnik, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, right? It's
No,
that one, right?
I wrote, and if you want to see it, it's on goggler.my, an article basically talking about how the Sonic franchise should be the blueprint for video game films going past this.
Okay.
Because what I love about the Sonic franchise is it doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows the absurdity of a fast blue hedgehog on Earth.
Okay, yeah.
So it's very meta in the sense there's a lot of references to pop culture. There's references to how absurd this whole situation is. So it's very, very tongue-in-cheek humor,
Right, okay.
which I love. Like, if you love Deadpool, you will love Sonic.
Oh.
Sonic is like a family-friendly version of
Deadpool.
Deadpool minus the fourth wall breaks.
That's
But
a nice way to put it.
ton of references that you will love.
Okay. Right.
A lot of people feel apprehensive about Sonic, but I say please give it a chance because the fact that they have made 3 very consistent, I would give it almost 8, 9 out of star films. All of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Okay.
It's a great example moving forward how video game movies should be. Like, yes, Super Mario was good, but still has not reached the heights of Sonic.
Right.
So please, I urge you, watch Sonic 1, watch Sonic 2, and then go into Sonic 3.
All right. The one with Knuckles, right?
Knuckles.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Not Knuckles. Knuckles is 2, and then Shadow is 3.
Oh, Shadow, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves. Also,
Wait, Shadow is Keanu Reeves?
Shadow is Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I'm sold, man.
Also, very inspired by anime, so you're gonna see the Dragon Ball Z shots,
Right,
the
okay.
Akira shot in the trailer. I love that Akira shot.
Okay.
But we're diverting. We'll talk about this after pod.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Paddington in Peru. Here's the clapper meter, which has been missing for a few episodes. What would you put it on the clapper meter?
The third
Be
one.
honest. Be honest.
Third one, 6.
A 6.
6 out of 10, yeah.
And I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which would give it an average of 7 out of 10. Which I still think is a pretty decent score. So yeah, Paddington in Peru is now in Malaysian cinemas. Go and catch it. Bring your family, bring your kids, bring your grandparents, bring everybody. Go and watch Paddington in Peru. I will tell you, you will not regret it. Calvin will tell you.
I'm okay with it.
Let us know what your thoughts of Paddington in Peru are in the comments down below. And as always, you can check us out on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. Go and follow us there at ClapperCorn.
And if you want to learn more about the Malaysian podcasting landscape and all things Malaysian podcasting, go to www.renegadeplus.com or you can find us on Instagram at RRPMalaysia.
There you go. So until next time, I'm Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
Keep watching the movies.
It's called a hard stare, Mr. Hunter. And it's for when people have forgotten their manners.